Hello everybody, I'm back again with another very interesting topic, the Holmes Toury Map. This is a topic from the translation study, so without wasting out further time, let's go into the video. Okay, so start. The Holmes Toury Map is basically a map constructed by the James S. Holmes Toury Map, also known as a seminal paper in the development of the field as a distinct discipline. Was James S. Holmes, the name and nature of translation study. In his contemporary translation theories, Gensler, never be confused about this name. Gensler is pronounced as Gensler. Describes Holmes' paper as generally accepted as the following statement for the field and a snare hole by Agnew. The published version was an expanded form of a paper Holmes originally gave in 1972 in the translation section of the Third International Congress of Applied Translation in Copenhagen. Holmes stresses the need to forge other communication channels cutting across a traditional discipline to reach all the scholars working in the field from whatever background. In Holmes' explanation of his framework, the objective of the pure area of the research are there are basically the two areas. So first is the pure area. Pure area contains the descriptive translation theory, and the second one is a translation theory. The descriptive theory is a description of the phenomena of the translation, and the second one, which is a translation theory, includes the establishment of the general principle to explain and predict such phenomena. So here is a map you can see from the very zoom. You can also click a screenshot, and this is the notes made by me, very easy. Pure translation study area, the theoretical types of studies. The general theoretical study, partial restricted study. The general theoretical studies include that writing who seek to describe or account every type of translation to make generalization that will be relevant for the translation as a whole. The second one is a partial restricted area. This is restricted according to the parameter discussed further, that is medium, text type, area, rank, time, problem. What does that medium mean? Medium basically a human, machine, alone or to translate or computer assisted translation, written or spoken, whether simultaneously or consecutive. Text type focus on the discourse or genre, that is literary, business or technical. In 1970, text type approach became prominent with the work of Race and Vermeer. Use of jargon. For example, use of jargon in medical or army is a technical text, where the latter's agenda or newsletters, business type text. Area restricted to the specific language or a group of language or a specific culture. For example, Saraiki Pashto language or Gilgit area. Next one is rank, related to the linguistic theory that are restricted at word and sentence level. Time, if we talk about the time, it is a self-explanatory studies and restricted to the specific time frame and period. For example, history of translation fallen within its category. Problem restricted such as a problem of equivalence in translation in 1970 to 1960 to 1970, or a wider question is also called universal translation exist. Here is some example that you can relate from all of above: medium, text type, area, rank, time, problem. Marcel Proust's novel. So its text type is the preface to novel. Its area is a Persian French into English, and its time in between 1981 to 2003. Okay, so let's come into the descriptive translation study. Product oriented, process oriented, and function oriented. Product oriented examine existing translation. This can involve the description or analysis of a single ST, TT. What is ST and TT? So ST stand for source text and TT stand for target text. Pair or a comparative analysis of the several target texts of the same source text. So these smaller scale studies can build up into the larger body of translation analysis, looking at a specific period, language, or a text discourse type. So there are the two types of products, diachronic and synchronic. Diachronic, which following the development over time in 2021, 21st century in English, Chinese pair or specific reports. The second one is a synchronic, at a single point or a period in time. First one is product. Now it's come to the second one, which is function. It is a social translation study. It is a recipient-oriented approach. It is a description of the function, purpose of the translation, recipient, social culture situation. Basically focus on the study of context rather than text. Issued may be the research included. Which text was translated, when and where, and its influence ever exerted. Here comes to the example of some descriptive translation study. Example is substituted the contemporary cartoon films into Arabic language. This area, which Holmes terms as a social translation study, which would nowadays probably be called as a cultural studies oriented translation. Next one is a process. First one is product, second function, and third is process. It is concerned with the psychology of the translation, that it is concerned with the trying to find out what happens in the mind of translator. Work from cognitive perspective includes think aloud, protocol, recording are made of translation, verbalization of translation process as they translated. Example, most recent research using new technologies such as eye tracking, this area more systematically analyzed. Next is applied translation study. First one is pure, second one is applied. The applied branch of Holmes framework concerned translation training, translation ads, translation criticism, teaching method, testing techniques, curriculum designs. These are the parts of translation training. Translation aid includes dictionaries, grammar, and information technology. Translation criticism includes the evaluation of the translation. Move towards the next page. So here is the good that my sir just gave me on having a very good, very simple, and very prominent notes on this topic. So he gave me very good. Okay, including the marking of the student translation and the review of the published translation. Here's a map of applied translation study. You can see from yes, and you can also take a screenshot of it. So here are the certain drawbacks and certain merits. First, drawbacks of this map. Drawback to structure. First one is a drawback to its structure because the structure is very complex. Division in a map as well as a whole in many ways is artificial. Theoretical, descriptive, and applied influence to each other. Merits of map. It provides clarification and division of labor between the various areas of translation that was confused in the past. Its division is flexible that incorporate development of the technical advancement in the recent year. Cursory glance shows that applied translation to be underdeveloped. It is not difficult to expand. The fact that Holmes devoted 2/3 of his attention to the pure and descriptive aspect of the theory rather than applied one. I think I just skipped the fourth point. However, general category have been retained. Number 6, another area Holmes mentioned is translation policy, where he sees the translation scholars advising on the place of translation in society, including what place, if any, it should occupy in the language teaching and learning curriculum. So here is the end of this topic. In today's video, we discussed about the topic, the Holmes Toury Maps, its two part, pure and applied, and its further pure and applied, its type and its categories. So I hope you like this video. If you have any confusion, so let me down and let me know in the comment section, and I will definitely sort out for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.